Well, listen, I know today is not Throwback Thursday, but why don't we just imagine it's Throwback Tuesday as we take a little trip down memory lane. Let's take it back to 1997.
So if you close your eyes, okay, you might be able to hear the tune Mmmbop. Believe it or not, it's been 25 years since Hanson released the song, and tonight their anniversary tour stops in Houston. Mel Camp is joining us live with the Hanson brothers from the House of Blues. Hey, Mel.
Hey guys, oh my goodness, you know what, 25 years.
Right.
By the way, I just want to say, we've got two-thirds of Hanson.
Yes,
we are waiting on Taylor. I think he's going to come.
These are the best two-thirds.
Exactly.
Right? You know, like,
we're the most fun.
in the Oreos, we're like the double stuff. He's the cookies that people can leave behind.
Oh, okay, I like that. I don't look, as long as I get the best bits, I'm happy. But guys, oh my gosh, I know it's probably, you've heard it a lot recently. You've been on tour throughout Europe, and you're kicking off your North American tour here in Houston.
Yep.
25 years since that song.
Since Mmmbop and our first album, it was crazy, you know, to think it's been that long. It's been 30 years since we started the band. And, you know, this tour is a little bit of a lot of things. We have a new album, but also we're celebrating 30 years. So when people come to the show tonight, I mean, you're seeing this mix of stuff from Mmmbop to brand new stuff, and kind of, it's a joy for us to keep playing. I mean, that's why we do it.
Yeah, well, you have to keep playing because you've got a lot of kids. You've got a lot of,
we do have a lot of
15 kids between you. You've got a lot of mouths to feed.
Yes. No, and I'm sure that's why Taylor's not here. We were saying it's unique. We actually have all of our families out on the tour right now. So there's 15 kids
First time
somewhere.
ever, actually.
And it's that time where you're kind of used to being, you know, I hate saying it, like sort of the star, you know, the center of attention when you're walking around backstage. Not today. Not when your kids are around.
It's
You're
all
just
the 8-year-olds
dad.
running around.
You know, you're just serving sandwiches and trying to find somebody some great Kool-Aid. And
Exactly. Never mind, I got a sound check and a show to do later.
Oh yeah, that's the point. They don't care
We
about
love
that sort of stuff. Oh my goodness, it's got to be a lot of fun though to have your family on the road, because that's not. I mean, traveling without. How do you sort of juggle that dad and running a family?
I mean, I think juggling is actually an accurate term. I think because a lot of times people say, well, how do you have balance? There is no such thing as balance. It's juggling. It's constantly, you know.
What I will say is I think it reminds you of kind of what we always hope our music will do. When you look out at a crowd these days, you see this mix of generations, people who've been a fan since the beginning, people who bring in their kids, you know, sort of from probably about 10 to 60, you know. And when the kids are out with us, it reminds you that there is a sort of a history, this potential of a legacy in everything you do. And it really makes you want to live up to that potential.
Oh wow, yeah, that's actually really powerful. It takes it to a whole nother level.
Yeah.
You know, I like that. Back in the day when you had Mmmbop, it was quite a rebellious song for you guys. Like we think of it as being a real pop song, but it was a rebel track for you guys. Because people in your church were like, you can't do that sort of music. I feel like now with your new album, RGB, it is also like a bit of a rebel album. It's not the normal album. You're each doing your own thing, but it blends really well together.
Yeah, I mean, it was an interesting idea that it kind of took us a minute to kind of process how exactly would we do this. So we basically broke it into 3 solo EPs in effect. I played on Zach's stuff, I played on Taylor's stuff, but really what it was about was, what is your creative vision? It's not about what I want to do, it's what are your songs, what are your ideas? And in the end, it actually turned out to be a really, really satisfying project for all of us, a really challenging project, and I think shows a lot of what Hanson is about, which is the kind of blending of these 3 unique identities into one bigger picture, and people get an idea, they can deconstruct kind of what the band's all about in their own unique way, you know?
Yeah, after you've been a band for 30 years, I think you're really looking for different ways to invite people deeper into that story, and to hear the music with new ears every time they come to it.
Yeah, oh my gosh, it's so amazing. I want you guys to stick with us. Maybe Taylor will come. I was going to ask about, hey, you guys just get along so well, but is there a reason Taylor's not here? Dun, dun, dun.
I think it's baby diapers he's changing somewhere.
Oh, okay. Well, if he gets through the diapers and the fact that he's in the Nick Cannon Elon Musk club, we'll talk about that in a moment. If you guys don't mind sticking around, let's keep talking.
Absolutely.
Okay, more Hanson up after the break. Don't go away. This is Houston Live. Welcome back to Houston Live. We are chatting. We've been chatting all break. Here we are with the guys from Hanson. Hey, it's Zach and Isaac, and we were just chatting about how Zach, if Isaac was in Australia, you would get shortened to Zach, so it would be Zach and Zach. But you don't get called Zach, would you?
No, well, my friends and family call me Ike. most of the time. But that's an unusual. I mean, like not even my wife calls me Ike, which is funny.
Well,
But that's a whole other thing. I don't know.
I'm not your wife.
I feel like spouses call each other different names. I think
That can happen.
Yeah, I get
hey, you.
Yeah.
Hey, honey. Well, this is 2/3 of Hanson. Of course, you guys are in town. You're playing House of Blues tonight, kicking off your North American tour. I was so stoked that you're kicking it off here in Houston.
Yeah, it's awesome to be here. And you know, we're from Oklahoma. We're not that far from home. We feel sort of there's a kinship between Oklahoma and Texas.
As long as it's not football season.
Yes, well, that's a whole other thing. It's a whole other thing. It's not. We're not going to talk about football. We're just going to play music.
Exactly.
It's a safe space.
Exactly.
It is very much. It's very much. We should have told Taylor that. Of course, Taylor isn't here. He's the other Hanson brother.
Yeah.
I've just got to say, he's got 7 kids. Between you guys, you've got 15 kids.
Right.
It's a lot. Does Taylor know he is part of the club, the Elon Musk, Nick Cannon,
Right.
many children
You
club?
mean like the I have so many kids, I don't have enough fingers for it club? Yes. Yeah. You know, I don't think maybe that's something we didn't know subconsciously about that club. I only have 5 kids, and I felt like that was plenty. You know, a lot.
Yeah.
When he
But now
says
you're making me
only-
think I need several more kids, and also like $5 billion.
Yeah, well, that's true.
You know what? That's what you need. Kids are very expensive. That's why you've got to just keep on touring. Hey, guys, I do want to say before Middle of Nowhere, you did have a little, like, I guess, a mini album.
Yeah.
And it was called Boomerang.
Boomerang, yeah.
Why did you call it Boomerang?
Okay, so we have a
There's a
song
song.
called Boomerang, and it was just, I think Boomerang is
an like a boomerang,
light turns green, blood starts flowing. Yeah, it was, Boomerang is an interesting word, and that 3-syllable kind of is like 17, right? There's certain words that just sort of come off of your tongue.
The
really
analogy
cool.
of that, the song was about like, it was kind of like, it hit me by surprise. It came back at me.
Right.
Right, or whatever. But actually, interestingly enough, the song Boomerang actually is the impetus for the chorus of the song Mmmbop.
Yeah.
We were actually working on that song specifically and trying to come up with like a cool little like background part, and we got a little too clever and basically wrote a foreground part. And we're like, oh, that's really cool, but it won't work with the song.
Yeah.
But it does actually work. Like we not too long ago actually did a little thing where
Sang
we
them
sang
together.
them together.
Oh my God, are you
It's
going to sing them tonight?
Oh, together. Oh,
Maybe
that's
we
a good
should.
point. Yeah, maybe
Ooh,
because of this.
we're giving you some ideas for the show. Oh my goodness.
There's so much history in the band. It's kind of cool to have. There's so many songs. That's been one of the biggest challenges. We've been playing the longest sets we've played in years, just to try and touch on 30 years of songs.
Oh my
You know, hundreds of songs you could be playing, and so it's very cool to put these songs together in different combinations and find special ways to.
Well, it's going to be an awesome show tonight. Thank you
will be.
both so much. Just quickly before we wrap, pecan or pecan?
Pecan.
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 I'm the only person that says pecan. Well, me and Enrique.
Yeah, I think you're right, but we're gonna stick to it because we're really sort of stubborn.
Okay, well,
Exactly.
happy National Pecan Day.
Yeah.
Pecan pie is the greatest pie of all time.
Yeah.
I mean,
It is.
that's my personal. That and apple.
It's got so much sugar in it.
I know.
Bring the sugar. Actually, we're probably checking back in with Lauren Kelly very soon to see how Enrique is going with that massive cinnamon roll that's being devoured. But in the meantime, want to say thanks so much to Zach and Isaac from Hanson. Go see their show tonight at House of Blues. Courtney, Derek, back to you guys.
All right, Mel, thanks so much. Their second time on Houston Live. Last time they were in studio, so it's good to see the guys.
I just can't believe 15 kids and Taylor has 7 kids. That's a lot of kids.
They're all grown up. They still
Yes.
have good hair, though.